give Winthrop credit. A team comes in and makes 15 threes. Some of them were on us, I know. We have guys that do not think you have to speak. They just point and I didn't hear, we don't talk. So what happens is what you saw. Two guys go with one, the other guy's wide open. But how about this? You still have to make it. You still got to make it. They banked one. They not only made tough ones, they made every open one. But I like that we fought right down to the wire. They were in the huddles, I'm telling you. The kids were positive. We're going to do this. Let's go. Leaving the bench? You don't know that? You don't know that. Well, thank God they left the bench too. Or we lose the game. Then what's it look like now? I didn't say much after, a couple things. Malik Thomas kept us in it, and then what'd he do? Bag of tricks, stolen layup. And then a quick three, no chance of going in. Without him, we're not in the game, though. But then I have to talk to him about you cannot finish a game that way. And we're going to be playing in a league where you're going to dance with it. They're going to come up and mush you. The last play was we rebounded. If we can get a breakout, take it. If not, call a timeout. And Darius had an angle to the rim and thank goodness made it.
You mentioned the communication. Do you think that's the biggest thing that's maybe preventing you guys from being where you want to be defensively right now?
That and no one's afraid of us. Why is that?
Not physical enough at all.
They're not afraid. They're coming in, push them, shove them, go rebound. They're not going to rebound on you if you're bodying them. We got it, and again, it's not on these players. It's on me. The one thing we did at the end out of a timeout, like one of the first things we've executed this year, bypassed and Nick threw it into TB, and we end up getting, that basket, which was a huge basket, by the way. But execution, how about we may go back to how you guys grew up, if any of you really ever played basketball, where you had to pass it 5 times before you shoot it. You all that do that? I think we're going to do that. 8th grade shit. We're going to go 8th grade. You got to pass it before 5 or 6 times. Coach Knight had a lot of fun doing that. That's how they played. The ball's moving, you're screening, and until we get to this, you're not shooting the ball. I mean, I'm not talking about transition. In transition, we're as good as anybody in the country. But until you rebound better and defend, you're going to end up playing them doing this and you coming down quick. You saw the first play of the first half. It's almost like I got to draw stuff up to get them to go from one side of the court to the other to do it. It's on me. It's not on them. So I got a lot of work to do.
Coach, the last possession defensively, coming out of the timeout, Malik guarded Barry. I know he didn't have his most efficient night, but was that something you assigned to Malik? You're going to go guard their best scorer, or how did that match up?
And we wanted Billy on their point guard. And we wanted Billy on their point guard, so if they switched, he could play the 5 if we had to. But no, it's could have been worse. Could have lost the game. And Winthrop, the way they played, deserved to win the game. We got lucky that they had guys step off the court too, not just us.
You had Nick go 5 of 5 from the field, scored 4 of the last 6 points, and also had 7 rebounds. Just after the Samford game, just how big is it to get him going, quite like that?
And we got to keep going with him, and we got to keep doing stuff. And I got to get him to. He gives us that, but we got to have these other guys got to be more physical. You're going to have to understand it's the way the game is. And again, they had a lot of older players. So everybody does except us. They got a lot of older players playing against 18 and 19-year-olds. So what? Then tell me you can't play in this kind of game and I'll play somebody else. But, I thought TB did some good stuff. I had to give him a break. with 4 or 5 minutes to go, 4.5, whatever it was. I got him out just because I was going to need him to make a play down the stretch, and we knew it. We were going to need that.
And Winthrop obviously plays at a really high tempo. I think they were 19th in tempo in the country coming into this game. Do you feel like that was causing you guys defensive issues early on, or? Yeah.
Just didn't talk. And then when we did it, really communicated and talked, we gave them a hard shot. Some of them they made anyway, but the others now we're running. And when we get out and run, we're as good as anybody.
Nick just told us that he shouldn't have reacted that way on the tech. What do you think of?
Say what?
Nick just told us that he shouldn't have reacted that way on the tech. What are your thoughts to his reaction?
I didn't watch the
and what
tape
happened?
until I see if the kid grabbed him around, but you just can't push. Just leave it alone. But we had 19 guys on the court. They had 17 guys on the court. I mean, it's, it's not what you want to see for an ending, but what would have been worse if it was only us or it was a technical, they shoot the free throws, now you lose the game.
What does it say about Malik Thomas that he starts, I think, 1 for 5, and then, ends up?
I told him after the game, without you, and the guys admitted, I don't have a whole lot of guys that can do what he does, like just go get baskets in bunches. If I did, I'd let them do it. Well, I want to do it too. You can't do it because you can't do it like him. But I've been on him about messing with the basketball. You're going to get it ripped, and they're going to dunk, and we're going to lose the game because of it. I'm prophetic, Ramy, and he did it. The other thing is you can't take hero shots when the game's on the line. You take a shot you can make or you get fouled. He wants to dance and take a 3 because it's easier. Well, we need you to do something where you're going in and maybe you get fouled and then make 2 free throws. He's just got to learn. But some of the things he does, competitive, wants to win, he's listening, he's doing the stuff. Malik or Darius didn't play as well today, missed some shots, but you can't let a shot have people watch your body language when you do it, because your body language screams. And it not only screams to people watching you, it screams to your teammates. And he's just got to get by that. You're not going to make every shot. Threw a couple passes. He's not one to have many turnovers, and he had 3 today. And they were critical. 2 were in gut check time, one over the head of Carter, and one where he went in the lane and tried to leave his feet instead of coming to a stop.
Minute 30 left, Nick gets that basket, makes it, I think 83-80. Is that kind of what you've been talking about, or just about throwing down low to get a quick basket?
Yeah, but that was, if I think right, it was we threw the ball to TB, and then he ended up giving it to Nick, and Nick scored the basket. So we just, look, there's a lot of stuff we got to figure out. We have a film session, practice tomorrow, practice on Thursday, play on Friday. But like I told him, at some point we got to start playing better. At some point, you got to have someone, because you're trying to dominate the other guy, that they look at you and say, wow. And there's things we got to do that, I'll watch the tape and figure it out. But, no, I'm happy we won, be honest with you. How we won with them shooting the way they did, that we figured out a way at the end to sneak one out. But give them credit. They played a heck of a ball game, were tougher than us, made 15 threes, did all the things that they needed to do to win a game. Thank you.
Just what were the emotions like those last 5 minutes out on the floor?
Just a high intense game. Things happen. I don't think it was nothing really serious or intentional. It was all in the moment. Definitely apologize to my team going back to the huddle. Can't have those in bigger games. So just live and learn from it, and that's all we can do right now.
You guys down 5, 2 minutes left. Just what was the mentality, the conversations like on the floor, whether or on the bench? I mean, what's kind of being said to make sure you guys were able to come back and rally there?
I mean, we felt like we weren't supposed to be in that position. We knew we was giving up, too many threes. So, I mean, it was do or die time, just trying to get a stop and, you know, shit. Luckily, it worked out in our favor.
What's preventing you guys from being maybe as good as you want to be defensively right now?
I mean, I'd say honestly, we just gotta, you know, buy into each other more. Of course, we got a lot of talent, but talent not gonna win, you know, a lot of games. You know, it's gonna take effort, you know, toughness, the little intangibles to, you know, pull out wins, especially when we get in the SEC play. So, you know, yes, we're happy that we won this game, but you know, we know there's a lot of work to be put in, and you know, we gotta all buy in together to, you know, eventually, you know, get the outcome that we want. So, it starts in practice. It starts with you know us as leaders. So we just gotta, you know, just bring it. You know, change the intensity of the game. Change, you know, and bring it every night and be consistent, persistent. So that's what I say.
Yeah, Nick, 5 of 5 from the field for you today, and then 4 of the last 6 points. I guess just for you to have such a big role in the comeback win after maybe struggling a little bit against Samford, just how much does that do for you? Just going forward.
It does a lot, and you know, I praise our coaching staff a lot because, you know, last game, you know, they know that wasn't me. It was one game, but you know, they know that's not me. So, you know, I appreciate them, you know, pulling me aside, addressing it, and you know, all I want to do is do everything I can for this team. So when anybody, you know, the walk-ons or coach or anybody on the staff said, you know, that I'm, you know, not performing as I usually do, then you know, I kind of take that into mind and you know, want to go into every game, you know, trying to be better than the last, and that's what I try to do tonight.
And for either of you guys, Winthrop is known for playing a really high pace. I think they came in number 19 in the country for tempo. Did that cause you guys any issues early on, or just how did you guys adjust to that as the game progressed?
I mean, yeah, I think it was obvious that it bothered us a little bit. You know, we didn't get matched down in transition a few possessions, you know, giving up threes, just them putting us in rotation. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't know they were the 19th team, but, yeah, they play fast.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, Nick, just curious what you took exception with on that final play on the Tech.
Say that again.
Just kind of curious what you took exception with on the final play on the Tech.
I mean, really, all I could do is just, you know, go to my huddle and, you know, apologize for the situation because I can't have my team in those type of scenarios, you know, no matter what happens. So, you know, just got to be smarter. I shouldn't have react. I should have just, you know, took it as it was and, you know, let it slide. But, you know, big games, that can cost us. So it was kind of scary, definitely. But, you know, I'm glad we just came out with the win.